Yo! What is up, my beach looking people? My name is Frank here on Beach Looking Guy, and I got a question for you. Do you love skimboarding? If so, that's awesome. I got another question for you. Does your beach happen to maybe look like this? Or how about like this? Or maybe it even sounds something like this. If you answered yes to any of those questions, you just might be skimboarding in Florida. If you only skim in Florida, chances are you've probably seen a couple videos maybe like this.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
Lucas, yeah.
Or maybe they sound like this. Southern California is world famous for its skimboarding, and in this video I want to talk about the truth when it comes to skimboarding in California compared to other places. There are a lot of people like myself who live in a very bad place to skim at a high level. I'll mostly be comparing Florida and California, since these are the two places I have experienced skimming. So without further ado, let's get to the video. For those who don't know, Florida is actually the flattest state in the US. But what does this mean for skimboarding? Well, with everything being so flat on land, this also means it's very flat offshore. So typically the beach is very flat and the ocean floor is very shallow. Places like Daytona Beach are well known for its flat sandbar type of beach. When the ocean floor and beach are so flat, this means swell cannot push very close to shore. The very shallow water and many reefs and sandbars block incoming swell and cause it to dissipate into very small, weak, and broken up waves. California, on the other hand, is a very mountainous state, with many beaches alongside cliffs and mountain ranges. This means the beach itself is typically higher above sea level, making for a good slope going down to the water. As you go into the water, the land continues to drop off and gets deep very fast. This deeper water lets swell push all the way into shore and break right near the beach, allowing for waves to break faster and bigger. If you're like me and are from Florida, it's a very big difference being on beaches with so much slope. It takes some practice getting comfortable with handling sliding downhill compared to the flat slope on most Florida beaches. The waves come onto shore so much bigger and faster that this is also pretty difficult to adjust to, since most waves in Florida don't break much higher than 1 to 2 feet.
Yeah, the year is 2018. We got Frank. Where are you from, Frank?
Florida.
What part of Florida?
Treasure Coast.
What do you like better, Aliso?
Hey, there's no comparison.
There isn't, huh?
Out here is where it's at. For sure.
The swell that comes to California is nothing like what happens in Florida. With the deeper water in California, there is almost always a 2 to 3 foot swell, and every other week there is usually a bigger 4 to 5 foot swell that rolls in. Most of the time, set waves are way bigger than what most riders can handle, no matter what size swell, and some swells are absolutely huge. If you have never skimmed these bigger waves, it's very fast and strong, so you really need to know what you're doing at a very high level to be able to control wrapping these waves and following through back to shore. If you're anything like me, you've probably watched hundreds of videos with pros skimming in California. Back when I lived in Florida, I couldn't help but think how amazing these guys made the skim look. One thing about it is how easy they make it seem. Reality of these videos is that what appears on the screen is a bit different than what happens in real life. There are many things about a picture or video that can distort the actual size and strength a wave has. The lens, how close they film, slow motion, among other things, can make the waves seem smaller and easier to control. Also, very good riders make big waves feel small and effortless, especially when watched on a phone or filmed from a camera phone or GoPro. After being on the beach and trying the same waves I've always watched in videos, I quickly learned it is much different when you're actually sliding out to these waves and trying to catch them. Everything happens very fast with lots of speed and energy, and the waves carry a lot of power as they break. I skimmed in Florida for nearly 18 years. And after 1 year in California, I'm still very intimidated and challenged by these waves. The truth about skimming in California is that many riders out here struggle to catch the bigger waves and sometimes even the smaller ones. Overall, it's a very difficult place to skimboard. Everything is bigger, faster, and stronger, and requires a huge amount of skill to skim well. A lot of what you see from guys like Blair Conklin and Austin Keene is only done by a very small group of riders in Laguna Beach who skim at the highest levels. Pretty much everyone under them often struggles to catch good waves. Skimboarding is often referred to as the hardest sport, and when it comes to skimming in California, it's even harder. So that's about it for this video, guys. I just kind of wanted to discuss some of the things that really stood out to me when it came down to skimboarding for the first time in California or outside of Florida, because Florida is just very small and does not have the same type of waves that California has, and it was just a very big shock for me. So I thought this would be interesting to kind of explain to other people who haven't experienced waves in California before. So until next time, my name's Frank here on Beach Looking Guy. Have fun, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you around.